Joe Biden, at the 80th anniversary of the D-Day landings in Normandy, has made a call for defense of freedom and democracy, urging the Western nations to continue with their support of Ukraine and not to surrender to quote-unquote Russian tyranny. At a joint ceremony with France's Emmanuel Macron and U.S. veterans at the Normandy American Cemetery, Biden said it was simply unthinkable to surrender to Russian aggression, and he promised not to give up support for Ukraine.
The United States and NATO and a coalition of more than 50 countries standing strong with Ukraine. We will not walk away. Because if we do, Ukraine will be subjugated, and it will not end there. Ukraine's neighbors will be threatened. All of Europe will be threatened.
Moreover, Biden also outlined the guidance for Ukraine's use of U.S. weapons to strike against Russia. In response to the Russian offensive in northeast Ukraine, the United States, along with some other countries, have allowed Kiev to use weapons given by West to strike inside Russian territory. However, in an exclusive interview with World News Tonight anchor David Muir, Biden maintained his stance of not allowing strikes to be carried in Moscow or in Kremlin.
They're authorized to be used in proximity to the border when they're being used on the other side of the border to attack specific targets in Ukraine. We're not authorizing strikes 200 miles into Russia. We're not authorizing strikes on Moscow, on the Kremlin.
Meanwhile, Paris has assured it will be providing Mirage 2000 warplanes to Ukraine. Macron has made the announcement on the occasion of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's visit to France as part of D-Day anniversary celebrations. However, he did not specify how many Mirages France would provide and the time frame along with the financial terms. Macron also said that France has proposed Ukrainian pilots be trained in France starting this summer.
We are going to launch a new cooperation and announce the delivery of Mirage 2005, which are French combat aircraft which will allow Ukraine to protect its soil and its airspace. And so, starting tomorrow, we are going to launch a program to train pilots and transfer these planes, which will allow by the end of the year. France will speak for itself tomorrow, but above all, we are building a coalition with partners.
This comes in the backdrop of Russian President Vladimir Putin's interaction with the international media agencies during the St. Petersburg Economic Forum, where Putin, criticizing the Western arms supply to Ukraine, argued that Moscow can supply weapons to other countries, threatening the West in return.
If someone thinks it is possible to supply such weapons to a war zone, to attack our territory and create problems for us, why don't we have the right to supply weapons of the same class to the regions of the world where there will be strikes on sensitive facilities of those countries that do this against Russia?